Hey everybody, Jonathan Scott. Welcome back to Insomniac Television. My guest today is Kevin Shelfon. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Another Illinoisan,
Yeah,
if I could say it
man.
right. Illinoisan.
Illinoisan.
Of course, you're here for Icons of Classic Rock.
I am.
And the first time we went was in Guadalajara, Mexico.
That's where I met you on the stage.
Guadalajara, Mexico. And who knew that classic rock was going to be so popular in Mexico?
Oh, it's unbelievable down there right now.
You
It's
guys have been
crazy.
all around with the show, and we're thrilled that you're here at Prim and the
Yeah.
Star of the Desert Arena.
Man.
It's my first stadium show, but you've had stadium shows throughout your career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit. I know that you spent some time with Alan Parsons. You spent some time with Journey. Alan Parsons played with the Beatles.
Isn't that something? Yeah, he was the guy that ran the Apple Studios over there. I mean, the studio that they did all their record. And he was like the house engineer, and then became the manager of the studio. And yeah, he told me some pretty wild stories.
Do you write songs as well? You're a songwriter?
I do. Yeah.
What kind of music do you write? I'm going to guess classic rock and roll.
Well, it is classic rock. Actually, there was a band called The Storm, if you might recall. In fact, our buddy Bobby Tarantino.
A shout out, Little Tino, Bobby T.
Man, Bobby's a Chicago homeboy as well, and I was signed to. We actually were the first band signed to Interscope, and it was 3 of the Journey members: Ross Valerie, Steve Smith, and Greg Raleigh, and myself, and another Chicago guy, Josh Ramos, playing guitar. And Bobby got us broke on the air in Chicago, one of the stations there. He gave him a demo and just said, "Here, I just want you to hear this." And they said, "We're taking it to the radio." And they did. They broke it off of a cassette tape.
A cassette tape. What A&R guy didn't have a cassette tape in his pocket, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's my first record deal actually was with a band called 707. They had a big hit called I Could Be Good For You. And, they went out and toured like dogs, man. They were out there all the time with REO Speedwagon mainly. They did a lot of touring with REO. And the guy who was the lead singer guy kind of burned out. He kind of, he just kind of, it torched him a bit. And they were looking for another guy. This is a true story, man. George Tutko, who was also from Illinois, had moved out and worked at Cherokee Studios in L.A. Okay, worked with all the great producers and all the great bands. And I had called George and said, "Hey man, it's Kevin. I'm kind of ready to make a change. If you know of a band, I'm looking for a band." The next call in his answering machine was from Kevin Russell from 707 saying, "Hey George, it's Kevin. I'm looking for a singer." And he said it was like one call after the other. So there were 2 Kevins looking for one another. And I just put them together, and the band was 707, like Kevin O'Kevin, right? And George actually got to co-produce the record. And then, from there, I worked with another band. I replaced a singer who was from Chicago in a band called Steel Breeze after 707. Well, they had a big hit, a pop hit, I Could Be Good For You, or You Don't Want Me Anymore. That was the name of their hit. And it was a pop band. I kind of didn't really want to be in that band, but it was fun, and it was just kept me going.
So many great bands out of Illinois.
I know. You probably know Jim Peterick, right?
I know Jimmy really well.
Yeah.
In fact, last time he was here in Las Vegas, they played Aliante, and he had me introduce him from the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think I'm going to do with you.
Yes, you better.
Yeah.
You better.
He's got more guitars than anybody I've ever met.
I know.
I've been
and
to his
that's
house.
his bank account, man. It really is.
I think he's in LaGrange or one of the western suburbs.
I think Burridge is where. Well,
Jimmy
unless
Peterick.
he's moved.
Well, I'll tell you what I did with Jimmy Peterick. Jimmy Peterick, a great songwriter, probably most famous. He's got 2 real famous hit songs. "Vehicle" when he was with Ides of March. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
You see it on commercials.
Yeah.
And the other one, "Eye of the Tiger."
Eye of the Tiger, 2 monster. But then, I wrote a lot of songs with Jim. I
you
probably
did?
wrote about 4 albums worth with Jim. But he also wrote songs for Sammy Hagar. He wrote songs for 38 Special.
Yep. I think it was like his brother-in-law, 38 Special. Or
I don't know.
He was really
Was
good.
it? It could have been. I don't know. Don Barnes was is the singer. He's really the only original member in 38 now, but they wrote. In fact, I think came out with a 50th anniversary of 38 special, and Jim pretty much wrote the whole record with Don. I started a band with Ross Valerie called The View. Now, that's a record. I'm going to have to send you a copy of that record.
Oh, please, yeah.
It's a great record. It never kind of
You're
saw
going to send me a
the light
record
of
or an
day.
MP3
I'm
or
gonna send you
MP4?
I'll send you a CD, but I think they're actually going to take it to LP
Really?
this year. Yeah, Ross was just talking about that. And that band sort of rolled into a band called The Storm. So that's what we brought up. So once I worked with The Storm and the Journey guys, well, Journey had been off the road for, 10, 11, 12 years or something. They were really itching to get back. Yeah. And our manager, Herbie Herbert, was also the manager of Journey. So I think he kind of put this whole thing together where Steve was working on a solo record. He wasn't going to come and sing. So he asked me to jump in and sing. Sure. So I did, and then we started writing an album, and then miraculously Steve got better. Okay, so you can put two and two together. I mean, I'm just blessed to work with all those guys. Fantastic.
Well, you guys have been tearing it up. You've been playing for 70,000 people, 100,000 people, all through South America, all through Mexico. We're lucky to have you here. Why don't you take us out with a little journey? Just give us a little, will you?
A little snapshot?
Yeah, just give me a little.
He wants to hear me sing? Is that after I just ate $150 worth of sushi? When the lights go down in the city, sitting down here, and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I want to be there in my city. Oh, 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 oh. Okay.
Kevin Schaufel, Icons of Classic Rock, Prim.
Saturday night, man.
Saturday night, be there or be square.
That's right.
Jonathan Scott, thanks for tuning in. Stay awake, everybody, for more Insomniac Television.